Rocket League is one of the youngest professional scenes in all of esports, both in terms of its player base and its average age. Today we're going to be looking at the most notable top prospects that are on the brink of shaking the scene up. Before we talk about those prospects though, we have to dive into some of the rookie players that recently turned 15, finally being eligible to compete in the RLCS.
Demolition though from Arsenal. Daniel can score from here and does! Welcome to the RLCS!
Starting off with Daniel, one of the most anticipated and hyped up rookies of the RLCS since FaZe's very own first killer. Daniel started his career dominating in 1v1 show matches, being the first ever Supersonic Legend, and winning multiple weekly community tournaments throughout 2020 and 2021. Most notably of all was Daniel's 6-man's history. He started as a rank C, meaning he was competing at the skill level from Grand Champion 2 to players that have demoted from rank B. All of a sudden, Daniel started making a name for himself when he started to put a ton of hours into improving his game. Daniel went from rank C all the way to rank X, which is the highest rank status he could possibly achieve in 6-mans. Getting rank S would require him to be on a top 10 RLCS team where he wasn't old enough to do so yet. The craziest part is that Daniel managed to reach X from rank C in just over 3 months. This truly put him on the radar in the bubble scene and made the 6-mans community coin the term pulling a Daniel for when a player will put a ton of hours into 6-mans and rank up multiple times within a short period of time. Eventually, Daniel was signed to Space Station Gaming to play with Rebels and Arsenal over Cyclical for the RLCS in 2022, also finally putting him into rank S. In his first ever RLCS regional, Daniel placed second and finished top 4 in his second one. In these tournaments, there were no short of 0-second goals, mechanical plays, and team chemistry with SSG from the rookie, showing that he could hold his own with the nerves and all the pressure on him to perform well. So far, Daniel has been living up to the hype, and as he gets more and more experience, he may be a real force to be reckoned with. The next RLCS rookie is widely considered to be Daniel's current rival in the season. This player is none other than Aqua.
Sirocco leaves it for Aqua off the backboard. Unreal.
While Daniel primarily made his name grinding 6-mans, Aqua didn't have the same luxury. He was banned from the platform in 2020 and wasn't back in the server until after he finally went pro. So Aqua had to find another way to get his name out there, and he did it the old-fashioned way, grinding ranked, competing in community tournaments, and networking with other top players. Aqua stood out because of his astounding mechanics that he would often show off in YouTube videos when he would play with pros, where they would refer to him as a Rocket League prodigy. Aqua was also picked up to play in the RLCS for 2022, but to play for Rogue. He would now team with Gyro and Taroko for his first ever regional, where he would place 9 to 12th. Then moved up 2 prize brackets in the second event, placing 5th to 6th. While his team did place lower than Daniel's with SSG, through top performance and advanced stats, Aqua was rated number 1 in the first regional, while Daniel was at number 9. This makes sense based on the role Aqua plays on the roster and how much he really took over for his team, showing some similarities to First Killer, who was not only very well known for his mechanics, but also a player who debuted as a starter for Rogue. While Daniel did seem to get the better of Aqua in the first 2 events, we really could see this change and have Aqua with Rogue shine for the rest of the split. Either way, this should prove to be a very competitive rivalry. North America isn't the only region with rookies. 2 European rookies have been the topic of debate recently, with their pairs signing to the prestigious organization Team Liquid. Atao and Oski are 2 young rookies that will be the youngest to ever play in the RLCS due to a rule exception by Sonics that will allow the team to compete while the 2 players are still 14. The new Liquid roster, now consisting of a Chronic, Oski, and Atao, are set to play in the next RLCS regional. We've seen the damage this roster could do with Oski and Atao filling in for Flakes and Roniki in the Monaco Gaming Show, where they would go on to place second, losing to the likes of Team Dignitas, showing they can compete with the best teams of Europe with them taking down the rising talent in Team Queso. Needless to say, these rookies should not be taken lightly in their debut RLCS tournament. Finally, into the prospective players that are 14, just being underage but ready to compete. Keep in mind these players were born in 2007 to make you really feel old. There is no shortage of talent when it comes to French players. Another player who is no exception to this is Zen. He made his name competing in ranked 2s alongside pros, competing in show matches, including 2v2, unlike some others on this list that primarily made their name through 1s, and it seemed like Zen was going to make his debut soon, but a situation presented itself after he illegally played a qualifier with star player from Endpoint, Seiko. At first, it seemed like the act would go unpunished due to his age, but he ended up in a similar situation to Atomic and was told about a 1-year ban just 11 days before he would be eligible to play. We could see him have a similar outcome to Atomic and turn into a star player when the ban is lifted, if it gets put into effect. Wavy and Evo are another pair of young prodigies well known for playing in show matches and appearing on the ranked leaderboards. On February 5th, Wavy was promoted to rank X in 6-mans, meaning both the young players have achieved this daunting task, something very few Rocket League players have ever reached, not to mention 14-year-olds. Both players have showed great performances in 6-mans and community tournaments this season, showcasing their potential. For the biggest question mark out of all the players on this list, by far, is Draley. He showed great promise, taking wins against some of the best players in the 1v1 scene in show matches, and was even signed to a multi-year deal to Kansas City Pioneers while he was still over a year away from being able to compete in the RLCS. Problems with Drelly did appear though, with him showing issues with mentality and with the controller and internet issues caused the previous active player to stop playing as much, and we haven't seen him in the community for quite a bit of time. While he did disappear for now, we could see a player of this caliber show up and bring back the talent he was once showcasing in 1v1s. Rocket League is the type of game that it's very big on muscle memory, and once you leave, it's very easy to come back and pick up, and he hasn't been gone for too long, so it's very possible we could see him eventually come back and play at the level we once saw him at. If you're an elite 1v1 fan, you've likely heard of Rawas through tournaments and show matches. But what most people don't know is that he has a twin brother who is also insane at the game, who goes by the name of Killers. Rawas and Killers are both Middle Eastern players from Saudi Arabia, born in 2007. The brothers play together in tournaments under the name Nameless, where they have gained respect in the MENA Rocket League scene. While Rawas is also on the roster of a top team in MENA RLCS, awaiting to turn 15 to be able to actually step in as the starter. There are more eyes on Rawas, but we could really see both of the twins be top contenders representing the Middle East in the future. Let me know which one of these players you think will have the most impact on the future of the RLCS. There are some players I left out of this video as well, so be sure to let me know who I missed. If you want to see how this RLCS substitute led his team to the playoffs, be sure to check out this video here, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.